And so, I come back to this whatever building and shit like that. I don't know, I say shit like that a lot. And now I got well, another thing and whatnot, another broken soul, another thing and whatnot. There is a sense in my anger and whatnot. And I love to say whatnot, and I know it sounds stupid. And, it's just over here doing some negative things, of course. I don't even know the name of that thing. I don't really acknowledge it like that. I don't really acknowledge it like that. And I'm here again. You take around in the home and shit. Maybe you'll see something on vid. This home is littered with spirits and whatnot. Mostly negatives. In the other room over there, there's some, demons that just make the room hot. It's very hot, as you can see and whatnot. Hey. So I started making these and, I tell my thing, and I got one over here. There's all my junk and whatnot. I got some that are like 1, and 2, and 3. So I'll be making these more frequently and shit. If it's the last thing I do and whatnot. And start my case and setting it straight of the real truth. And yeah, I know I'm angry and shit, and everybody's promoting it like it's some game because it's a path, and they think it's a path, which I'm just going through this, and they're like, oh, well, this, and I'm gonna punish you for this, and then this, and this. So I'm gonna take a tally up in here and whatnot. Pretty much everything I do, so nobody can't get really the story straight because, they got the story wrong already, and they're confused, and they don't know what's going on, and they want to tell me the premise of my life and shit because you got this left and right. You got some angels out here to send that, which I think they're quite ignoring me at the time and shit, so I have to pay them no mind and shit. And I don't mind their intervention and shit like that because it's very useful, very helpful, and I know it comes from a place of caring and love. Well, on some are very disgruntled, I guess. I don't know the right word for it, and, So I'm back in this place, trying to get some rest in my life and whatnot. They wanted me to run from my home and shit, and to run and stay outside and whatnot as they followed and started a whole bunch of endeavors and whatnot. And then I got this thing over here, which I don't know what its problem is. So they think they're gonna have to work on their friendships by fucking each other and shit, or try fucking me by working on their friendships and shit. And to be even wrapped up in something like that would be, I wouldn't mind and shit like that, but being wrapped up with that shit and calling to handle my life and shit like that because of something that we've done is really, doesn't sound too good. And then they I'm got to my toe right now, which, they kept me around for that in my heart and whatnot, as they already tried to kill me multiple times. Multiple times, sometimes I did die and whatnot, so they think I'm in their cult and whatnot, and, everything's Gucci and everything's fine. And, I'm just kind of waiting for the time to pass and overlap to that, so I have to just do something to occupy my time and whatnot and keep my head up. And this is my first video on this and whatnot, starting on the principles of this point and shit like that. So I'll start marking my book. I'm gonna make a whole thing out of it. And as everyone sits here and argues with me because I'm in my home speaking on chat and whatnot, and they argue with me and unfold these events and shit because I think I choose this when I'm in the physical world and whatnot, and I'm not set by the same standards they are and shit, which they don't really get because it's one-sided. You got one's negative with all the emotions, and yeah, they're only limited by the perspective of their position and shit, and where the timeline interjunks and shit like that. What's supposed to be in this place I mean, by this place and in this time and whatnot, at these conjunctions along my life, which is a constant battle within myself. But me and him were in agreement that we're gonna work together. Not saying that anybody else on the outside. It's just we're gonna work together. If this light and this dark, we're gonna work together to better our lives and whatnot. Because everyone thinks, oh, I turn you dark, you know, you'll act like this. I turn you light, you'll act like this. But we're in agreement and we're of two. And as of two. And so I'm walking around with two, and we're in agreement all the time. As our tones, and my tone will merge in the center and whatnot. As you know, I'll show you the difference really quickly. This would be this one. And you know, like this. And then this one will be the difference over here and shit like that. And that would be fucking the difference and shit like that. But when they come together and whatnot. and come together and whatnot. So I'm kind of like, my day unfolded and shit like that. As I was trying to look at what I'd done and shit like that, but I couldn't really feel sorry for what I've done because I didn't have the emotion or really the parameters of that. And then someone tried to force their card and whatnot to make me set like that. Then they wanted to tell me that I was hired in their organization, and I was like, no, I refuse. I refuse because I don't think you're really good enough. And then I did my little thing, and they played their cards of that, so it was 2 against 1. But I didn't really care as long as it was my truth, and I didn't need no manipulation, no lies, no wrong, as long as the truth, either on either side, if it was positive or negative, whatever has to be done. If I have to get a confession out of that, and then just from my perspectives and the information that was limited to me and shit. So it's like the information outwards and shit like that, and all this information which has been taken upon myself and is in me and shit. And I got this thing trying to talk to me and shit, which I'm tempted to tell it to shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Anyways. And whatnot, so he's over here trying to bring me down, and they're all trying to bring me down and trying to drag me to hell and shit like that, when they don't really know I've already been. And, well, I mean, I think they know now and shit like that. As that, you know, as he sits there and jabbles on about some stupid shit that I really don't care about because my life is on the line and it's kind of important to me. And I'm surrounded by, well, I mean, kind of negativity. And they think, well, oh, we're sitting still and whatnot. So then go get permits to your energy and shit. They make their convictions and whatnot through music and shit because they present themselves. And when it is not needed and shit like that. And they base their thing off the story because, well, I'm going to start tallying this and whatnot. And send me a message. I just give my thoughts to this and for the record and shit. I say do these smear campaigns. I know I'm a little late for it and whatnot. Everybody else got a head start. And they got their bullshit and all that. But, you know, I tell the spirits and whatnot how it is. They know, but the people they don't really know. They don't really know. And, yeah, I'm going to start doing these. And, of course, it's like that. It has to be like this because, you know, I say my words, just like my music and shit like that when you want to hear a voice and that, and they call it Persephals because, well, I mean, I don't think they have nothing better to do with their time except try to bring me down, which, you don't know, they're just building that and go for those things, which, I mean, they're curses and whatnot. I mean, I agree with you people. I do think they should be hindered. I do think they should be stopped. And I apologize. For the way that I've been acting and whatnot around in proximity. There's really no excuse, but I can give an explanation. I can give an explanation and shit like that. You know, I would tell my story and whatnot on here. If it's the last thing I'd do. If it's the last thing I'd do and whatnot. You know. And so, you know, I'm in the company of that. And everybody just seems to want something from me, but they don't want to give anything in return and shit. Well, they ain't got nothing to give, and it's not even about that and shit like that, because I'm very, like, kind and whatnot. That side of me is very kind and whatnot, and they want to manipulate that and all this other things. And yeah, I've said a lot of things. It's really kind of difficult. It's very stressful and shit like that. I mean, I can understand and whatnot. You know, everybody wants to do something, wants some goal, wants this energy, wants this power, and shit like that. And they just walk away and then they take and then they attack. It's like, how contradictory can you be? And they speak about working on friendships and shit like that. They speak about that. I mean, they're already fallen and shit like that. They're already fallen and shit, so there's no really, I mean, there is ways and shit, but it's not really traditional ways and shit like that. And I've gave my points. Despite myself and shit like that, I've given advice to better their lives and shit like that. But of course, the route and the course of action that they're going to take is going to be preordained either way. It's going to be preordained either way, on left or right, because they go forward in progress. And the story's already been mapped for every single person and whatnot. I don't really know about that is really, really involved in my life and shit, which I don't really know about their story. I don't see. I'm trying to affect with spells and of tiring and force and energy and all that, you know. So, my advice and whatnot. You ever feel yourself tired, anxiety, depression? You just wake up one moment and start to feel like that. Let me give mine. And just a sense of lostness or cloudiness. I even use somebody else's quote and whatnot. Sex dreams, as you say, but it's not new and shit like that. It's not new and shit like that. And I got this demonic thing and shit like that. That's really kind of friendly and whatnot, but she's not too friendly. She's just made of plastic and shit like that, which I seem to believe in shit. Because, I don't know, she's just fake, bro. I don't like that fake shit. If you would like come up to me and I don't really feel anything towards you, I'd just be like, I hate you and I'm trying to kill you. I'd be like, why? Because I just don't like you. But there's no honesty and shit. There's no, hey, I'm gonna do this. It's just, I'm gonna attack you because, hey, what else better do I got to do? But then when I get to that point and shit, yeah, I'm back in this hellhole and shit. I can't call it another way, but I'm not gonna leave my home and shit to walk around. I would love to do that. I would love to walk around and do that, but stopping and irreplaceable and whatnot. And a note to myself and shit that I know I'm all over the place and whatnot. I got Mr. Yabberjoles over there and shit like that. Mr. Yabberjoles, I feel some type of way towards me. And these other things, I feel some type of way towards me because, I mean, it's just their natural state. It's just their natural state and shit. Well, I've seen other sides to them and shit like that. But I'm not gonna speak on that and shit. I have to do what's best for me and the people that can be done and lead and shit. I want to talk about, you know, it got really bad to the point where it was like, oh, well, I'm gonna lie to you and whatnot. So she kind of like manipulated me to get out, which, I mean, at this point, I don't know if it was true love or whatnot, or some fake synthetic shit. Hold on, I'm readjusting. Or some fake synthetic shit, but at one point I did, because, I mean, you know, I was taught Hold on. Sorry, I had to plug my earpiece back in. Man, I was taught to love everyone equally. And to just love everybody with open arms. And, you know, just to accept everyone for who they are and look past their differences. And find yourself within them and find one good piece of them still in there and whatnot, and present yourself as according. Love them as you love yourself, even if you don't love yourself. Love them better than yourself. I don't know. Be like a Jesus quote and shit like that. He taught me some of that, and I was like, damn, he related on me like some deep ass shit. He even told me how to pull bitches real easily and shit. I was like, well, I would have never thought you were saying that and shit like that. But you know, I was like, well, I'm great charm and great responsibility and choosing of words and rightly. And, you know, but I was like, I'm not going to use that because, you know, I feel like if I was to do that, I would steal somebody else's destiny and somebody else's relationship. Because, like, I'd fuck anything, you know, like orcs, dragons. I fucked a lot of things, animals, beasts, and shit. Because, like, I was born with my dick in my hand. And I was born like that and shit. I had like both sides from a very young age because I was born second and shit. You know, I don't know if it's like that. I was born second and then I was made first. I don't know. That's kind of sound weird and shit like that. You know, I was made first and shit like that because, you know, and they still saw me as second because like my origin and whatnot. And then, you know, I picked to be like the middle child and shit like that, and I'm always wrapped up in everybody else. And I just got tired of them fighting each other and shit. And it made me cry. It made me cry all the time. And then my eyes started to bleed and shit when I was alone and shit. So I looked at their stories and shit. I tried to understand why they do this. What led to these points? I mean, it's just indifference and like, everybody wants to be in control. Everybody wants to be on top and shit like that. Everybody wants to be on top and everybody wants to be in control and shit like that. But they don't know by being in control like that, you have to give up a lot of fucking things. And they don't understand the responsibility of it. They think, oh, I'm in control, I can have fun and shit. No, you cannot. You waste a lot of time sitting here going through paperwork, sitting here catering to others. Sitting here doing this, sitting here to moving things around while everybody's attacking the fuck out of you. Sitting here fucking bickering with things and it's a waste of time. And why are you bickering with them? Because that's the only level that they understand. That's the only level that they understand. You beat the shit out of them, that is the only thing that they understand. That is the only thing that they respect. These other things in here, that is the only thing that they respect. You go to kill them, beat the shit out of them, fuck them. You know, and mutilate them and punch them in the face and shit. That's the only thing that they respect. That is the only thing they can see. You walk up to them, be all kind and shit like that, they're gonna walk all over you. They're gonna walk all over you and shit. But you walk up and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And you start talking some shit and you bust them in the fucking face. They're gonna try to fight with you. You know, but they so petty and shit like that sometimes. They so petty. They're so petty and shit like that. You know? It's just frustrating. And, you know, everybody seems to think because you do one thing one time, especially like demons and shit like that, they don't let go of shit. They ain't got no other shit. You give them the slightest fucking room. You give them the slightest fucking room and shit like that, they'll cling on and shit. You say one word and shit like that, they don't let go of shit. They just some like suspended, lingering, half-ass motherfuckers. I mean, you could try to do that, but they're always... I mean, look, this is even the funny part. They say they go against good and whatnot. They go against good because, well, they don't pass the bar. And they can't get to that, and their life is ruined, so they think, oh, I gotta ruin everybody else's life. But knowing if they put in the time and shit like that, and actually done some good while being in that state, there would be a fucking chance for them. But no, they're just so fucking stupid sometimes. Yeah, it's gonna take extra time and shit like that. You gotta put in work and shit, but continually. Some of them just too going. They just too going and shit. So I take like, and I'm not saying on like, oh, I've been working for like 10 years and shit. No, bitch, you gotta work for like 300, 500, some shit like that. All doing good and shit like that. Some shit like that. What I read into it, like, I was like, dang, this motherfucker's been 10 years. Yeah, you gotta do 300 of good. Because, I mean, you gotta be really tested because, like, you've been down there and you've been surrounded by them and shit like that for that many a time and shit. And they don't fucking know what the fuck you about. They don't know what the fuck you about and what you want and shit like that. You be manipulating and playing some fucking game and shit like that for all that shit, man. Why would the fuck they waste their time and shit like that? Why they be like, oh yeah, 10 years and shit like that, yeah, you're straight and shit. No, bro, you gotta do your sentence and then some. So, from what I've been told, what I know, I mean, that might just be for me. That might just be for me. That might be my place marker and shit like that. And, you know, it might not even apply to the rest of them. It might just apply to me if I ever get like that. So I'm not too sure about on that one and whatnot. But, you know, and how long have I been on this thing? 21 minutes? Oh, cool. I get on this bitch for like 40. And, you know, and just, I just don't get it and whatnot. I mean, it's like, so, like, you're serious and you're sorry and you done that and you're not doing no shit. You're trying to help everyone while you're getting your ass fucking beat and shit. I mean, of course, I could be respected and shit like that. Even if not being saved and shit like that, and going against him and like trying to save the people that only have a very short sentence and shit like that are gonna be like, well, I just need you down here for a very short time and shit like that. Because sometimes when they're alone and shit like that, and they're away from, I know they can get away with and shit like that, they'll go extra fucking mile and shit like that. They go the extra fucking mile. And if you just like try to enjoy your life and shit in their company, there ain't none of that. There ain't no, oh, I'm gonna go about my fucking day. There ain't no, oh, well, this ain't gonna happen. There ain't no gonna be no, this shit. Don't get comfortable. That's all I got to say. Don't get fucking comfortable just because some shit's not happening and shit like that. Be on your motherfucking guard and get you some holy ass shit and get your angel on deck. Get them on the same page so he can send you some juice. Because you don't need them up in the fight and shit like that. Because like that's some fucked up shit. You just need the strength. You just need the strength and the abilities. And within yourself to fight it off. I mean, like, that's what I say. If you like one of them solo rockers and shit, like that Lifeline shit. If you like one of them solo rockers and shit, and you don't want to be around, you want to see your angel just watch you beat the shit out of someone and just do some fucked up shit to that, because, like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You'll be looking at you all sideways and shit. Depending. Now, this is the important part. Depending on which one you get. Because depending on which one you get. That's the important. That's the important. Just like, oh, well, I got an angel, so yeah, you're loving and shit like that. No. It has their own personality. Some are just dedicated to the cause. Some are a little too free, and they just get a little bit crazy in your place. And I had one time that didn't really have a problem with anybody. That was just like, yeah, cool, I'm straight, so you know what's up. And I was just like, man, dude, I'm over here. Yeah, you in your face punch, dude? I'm sipping on my I'm sipping on my drink. I look over and shit. He's sipping on his drink and shit. I'm like, really, bro? really, bro? Then he like finally comes over. It's like, hey, y'all knock it the fuck up. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? That's some shit, bro. I was like, that's like one way to like de-arm a fight. You know, you all like, yeah, what's up? Alright. And you look over and you just I'd be like, I'm getting punched in the face. I don't even remember what was going on. I just know we're fighting about some stupid shit. Somebody was just there drinking a drink. Fucking just chilling and shit. Just looking at him getting punched, or I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? Anyways. And then, but no, I'm gonna make this point. But sometimes there's no, like, because, like, they're very persistent. Not angels. We're talking about opposites now. I'm talking about opposites now. Sometimes you gotta play down their level and shit. You gotta see who they are, recognize them, and just play against their stupidity. Play their own. Just become them, and they'll be like, what the fuck? They wouldn't know how to do it. They'd be looking at a reflection and whatnot. To the some out there that can really do that. I know I'm not really talking to that and whatnot. If you stumble across this and made it this far, props. If you're not confused by now, props. You're one of the very few that is really, well, this might turn into some next level shit for you. This might turn into some next level shit and whatnot. But don't think with this knowledge, oh yeah, I got control and I got this. Nah, because you're talking to a person that is well, within 2 of a mind state. So, and don't think you can be like, oh, now I got the shit and I can do whatever I want to you and shit. Oh, you're surely mistaken. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Because you might get away with it right then. You might be all comfortable. But right at the end of your rope and shit like that. Right at the end of your rope and shit like that. I think there will be a noose. If I'm not mistaken, there was one for me. I walked right into it. I should have saw it coming. I saw it coming, but I was just like, yeah. And it came along and took all the shit back and I think jumped the fuck out. I'm not too sure about that one. I'm not too sure about that. And no, man, you know, and then I had the one where, like, I'd call it, I ain't gonna say the name and shit like that, but I'll call it, like, hunters and whatnot, and which, if you know, you don't know. I'm not gonna get in depth into that and whatnot, because, well, that's not really my life like that anymore and shit, and supporting, you know, the slaying and whatnot. And I was more of a lover. I would rather love these creatures than actually put them to death. I couldn't do it. And then I got afterwards, then I found like my heart broke. Sorry to jump from this story to that story. I got my heart broke, and well, then it was very easy for me. It's very easy for me, and you know, I think, and you know, what was I saying? Oh, that and whatnot. So I was like that on a hunt and shit. Well, I tapped in on it, and I was on it, but I just felt like I needed to go here, and I needed to be in these because I had like a vision and shit like that, and I was being guarded from like some shit, and I was like, okay, I'll just go along with this because I was like, why even question it and shit like that? Because I was like, I'm just gonna go down here. I don't know what the fucking expect, or what I'm looking for, or what I'm doing. But hey, this is going the right direction, and this is going the right direction. But I got there, and I was like, I was really fired up. I was on fire. It was cool. You know, I had some other things decay in the forest and shit, and then I was like, I started hearing some other thing because I was like, I was out of it. I was kind of out of it at first because I was just like, okay, I'm a little weary that I can't see you. My ability ain't really kicking in. All I know is I'm burning. You can't fucking touch me. You know, you can't fucking touch me because I'm burning to fucking death. I get closer. Every time I get close to you, you get run away. So every time you crackle in the woods and shit, I start smelling you and shit. But it's hard to smell you. The whole forest smells like you. So you start crackling and whatnot and running away. And I would get closer and walk to you. I wasn't silent at all. I found you and shit because, like, you went in there and touched a human and shit because you wanted a feast and whatnot. It was only one time and shit like that. And then I was in my mind, it was one time. If you do it that time, you'll do it again. That's how I was. If you do it one time, you'll do it again. If you even have the idea and shit like that. So, and then it was like, there's a child and shit. And then I was like, what the fuck? You got a kid and shit. And then it was like, boot. And then I was like, what the fuck? I'm getting some weird ass shit. But then I come to find out somebody was in the closet. And they were just watching me. Because I told them to stay in the closet and I forgot all about them and shit. I forgot all about them and shit. And I felt bad and shit like that. I felt bad as shit because I was like, I lost my motherfucking mind. I lost my motherfucking mind and I'm out here. Something happened to me and I just didn't, like, it's still affecting me to this day. I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck was I supposed to be doing? And what the fuck do I want? What is missing? Who the fuck am I? And what is my purpose? And why is shit happening to me? Why am I doing this again? Why did I come out here to fucking do this shit? I don't know. I just felt compelled to. It felt right. It felt right. That's why. I was like, I wasn't even questioning at the time. I was getting a message and then I was getting like these like arrows in the fucking sky and go here, then go here. Then I went a little off route and shit. And I'm like, okay, if y'all saying so and shit like that, then they come find out. It's getting arrows to go here and to go here and to go here and whatnot. Because I could see the arrows in the sky and I was like, you know, turn here, there were clouds to come here and shit. And I was like, I could feel somebody looking through some glass down at me. And I was like, okay, this person is looking at me down to the glass because the floor is made of glass and shit, wherever the fuck they're at. Because I could see them with their fucking feet, their hands on their face and shit, just looking down at me and shit. And I'm like, okay, yeah, since you're supporting this and whatnot, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go out here. Sorry to jump around and whatnot on my story and whatnot. You're just gonna have to collect that in a straight line, not to do that, but for simple minds and for simple reasons and whatnot. And I'm very cautious and whatnot. And this is a sense of deja vu for me, so yeah, it amuses me when I like pause and shit because I've got other shit going around me and everybody's starting to listen. And I'm feeling like, okay, well, this is getting kind of awkward and shit. Because I never really like the people do me what work and shit. I don't like to know they like my tips and my trades and my secrets and my thing. I'm a very sharing person when it comes to, like, when I want to share. But when I'm like, yeah, I could sit here and let you watch me and do this. And I'm just like, my goodness, you know? So let me get back to it. So I was there, and I was out there when burning, and I was getting all this weird information, and then I felt like, you know, then I started to realize that there's people beside me and shit, and then I vaguely sensed it and shit. Because, like, he ran, he knew he did wrong. He knew he fucked up. He ran. If he would have never ran, If he would have never ran, bro, I would have sat there and talked to him. I was like, hey, I was straightforward and whatnot, because I was burning and shit, and I represented Fury at the time. He was gonna get that motherfucking Fury and shit. But I didn't want to, because I was very kind. I didn't really want to raise my fucking sword to someone like that unless they gave me reasons. Even though I was very showing mercy to the bitter end and shit. He could have killed me and shit like that, and I still would have probably showed some mercy and shit. Because I was like, damn, man, you know, who am I to fucking say to take your life and shit? I love you, man. This is hard, bro. You making this hard for me, bro. You making this hard for me. I'm getting mad as fuck. It's getting easier. I love you, bro. Why you doing this? So I was like, sitting there when I was hoping he would go to like lunge for me or something, so it would kind of make it easier. So I'd be like, he attacked me or like push me to the ground and shit. So then I wouldn't have to feel so guilty and whatnot, just slaying him down and shit. But he didn't do that. He just kept running. And shit. And then I ran him away from his nest and shit. Then I sat on his nest and took a piss, like I was marking my territory. I sat and took a piss on his nest, and I waited there for him to come back. He came back and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, man, and shit, yo, what you doing out here and shit? And he just didn't say nothing. And then I saw his eyes. And then I saw something else with him and shit like that. Like he got a family and shit. And I was like, damn, bro. Now I could walk up and just cut him the fuck down and shit. Not a second hesitation and shit. Well, I don't know about that. I'm kind of getting more in time to my shit and whatnot. And I don't know about that one. Maybe not. And, you know, it was like, well, I'm showing you a lot of mercy. So as I walked away and shit like that, I was cutting my thick ass fucking like dragon ass skin and shit, which was like really tough as fuck at the time, bro. I was like sawing into my motherfucking leg and shit, and that shit would not fucking bleed, bro. I was sawing into my motherfucking leg and shit. I was like about to do some fucking blood magic on this motherfucker. I was gonna make him stop in time until the like authorities got there and shit. I was gonna make him stop and shit like that, because someone else taught me how to do that shit, like arch fucking demon and shit like that. Taught me how to fucking do that shit, and I was like, oh shit, bro. Oh shit. And the level that he was doing it at was like, oh, and then my buddy, which rejogged my memory and shit. And, you know, I was like, damn, man, fuck, bro. I was like, fuck, bro, you gonna make me pull out this shit, because I didn't want to get over close and whatnot. I was like, focus on what you want, but I was sawing into my fucking leg, though. I got sawing in my motherfucking leg, though, and shit. Like, you know, I don't know if you can see that, but that's like what I saw in my leg and shit. So I was on that shit. I was just, you know, that shit would not bleed. That shit was tough as fuck, bro. Like, I'm fucking had scales all over my body and shit, and that shit was just hard as fuck. Sorry. And then I finally got it, and I casted it. I like stop and harm and whatnot. Then I heard like it did stop. It was like and froze up and shit. And then I just kind of like sat down. I just sat down and like waited and felt really bad because, you know, I felt really bad and shit because like, I don't know, it was just like, I got very sad. And then he tried to call for rapture and shit like that. Got himself, because I saw like, this guy cracked red and shit. I started crack red on my ass and shit. And I saw it, because at the time I was like, man, you know, God, this maybe, I don't know, man, you know, shit. Yeah, I mean, kind of, you know, I mean, yeah. And then I saw that, I was like, alright, shit. Because I was on my phone and shit, and I was like, we're at rapture, and somebody was like, don't. And I think it was J-Man and shit, and yeah, I thought it was him and shit. It was like, don't do that shit. and whatnot. And then I started getting a sense of like Blue Rapture, this Rapture. And I was like, cool. I mean, like, if that's what you want and shit like that, I'm cool with it and shit. Which, you know, like, it's cool, you know, like, I mean, I'm sorry that I'm fighting and shit like that when you're trying to bring me up and shit, because I mean, like, you know, it feels like I'm floating away and drowning and shit, you know, it feels like I'm fucking, like, floating away and shit, and I'm like, damn, am I really ready to leave this world? I'd be like, I just fight and shit, when, like, spiritual shit start touching me and shit, I just start resisting and shit. I just start resisting and shit and whatnot, so I start struggling and shit, because I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You ever been, like, it's kind of like, close to being like in your bed and being like dragged to purgatory. It kind of feels it's just more positive, but it's the same kind of brackets and shit. Like you're being, instead of being pulled down, you're being pulled up and shit. And I'm like, I started to freak out and shit. Cause this is like kind of like just a little bit the same. It's just like there's more light to it, but you know, and it's kind of like that. You know, okay, you know, going back to purgatory. I ain't going back. No, fuck that shit. And you start moving side to side and whatnot, thrusting your shoulders out in the world and shit like that, and you start grabbing like reality, and you start grabbing the air, you know, start grabbing the fucking energy, and grab your own breath and shit, you know, and start like physically grabbing shit within this world to attach to and shit, because you don't want to really fucking die and shit, you know. I ain't trying to go back anytime fucking soon. And then like there was multiple times, well, I went to go do an errand. I'm going to skip the conversation when I'm all over the place. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this. I'll get in more depth. You can check out my channel. You can subscribe if you like and whatnot. You think something's off and shit. Let me know about your story and shit like that, of your encounters and whatnot. We can compare notes or something. I only know a little bit of everything. I never really got too in depth with it because there's a capacity of what I need to know and what I should know. And you don't want to know everything, because, well, you're just a sitting lick and shit like that. You want to know a little bit of everything, so you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle in one place and whatnot. And make sure that you pass it around to your guardian, or whatever you say, guardians and shit. I would say I would have guardians, plural and shit like that. I don't know. I'm in some deep shit right now. Okay, I'm in some deep shit right now. I'll take all the help I can get. Well, be careful of saying that. I'll help you. Because there's like there's a double standard and whatnot. It's very complicated. But I'm gonna just keep going. But I think as many emotions there are. Okay, you'd be like hate, anger, love, passion. There's that many paths, right? There's that many paths. And depending on what level of emotion and whatnot that you need to compare. Let's just say you have a low ass hate and shit like that. Then you need to fuck with either something on your level to work with and build very slowly, or risk everything to fuck with something even higher. Maybe to get ripped apart, maybe to get killed, maybe to be changed into something else, maybe not to succeed at all because she's trying to grab you even further and shit. And get out my mouth. Get out my mouth. Get out my mouth, please. Get out my mouth, please. Okay. I'm making my video, okay? Okay. Thank you. I don't know what you say, and sorry about that. I'm trying to hear that. You're trying to get in my mouth, make themselves known, and say something. Oh no. What you want to say, bruh? Okay. Okay. Yeah, see. That one right there. And I try to like sway my conversation and whatnot because they don't like me talking like this. They're like, oh, well, this is a story and shit. They stopped doing what they were doing to pay attention to me. When I'm over here on my phone, making my thing and shit like that. Making my thing and shit like that. And we're at that point and shit. And there's other things I need to say too, so I'll be making a lot of these and whatnot. So, and by the third one and shit like that, if you do not see any more of me, that means somebody has intervened which is really on their cards have been thrown on a table and shit like that. So if it changes and whatnot, be aware and shit of these and whatnot. If you find this before it is too late, then better yourself from this information. Okay, peace out. Somebody's calling me, and stay level. Good gracious, that's 45 minutes, bro. You want to show yourself for the camera, bro? No? Yes? No? Okay. No? Yes? You too shy? Too shy? But anyways, the camera shy. And you have a face on the wall, you see that? Why you make a face on the wall, bro? It's just smiley face and whatnot. Anyways, yeah, peace out and shit. Maybe I'll get him to show